Hello, welcome to the Media Suite Video Recording and Premiere Pro Guide Part 3. Part 3 we're going to be looking at defining portions of video to actually bring into your timeline. We'll be using in and out points to actually mark this out. Really simple process when you know how to do it, but it's really powerful and will allow you to certainly split videos up into important chunks, move things around on your timeline, and be quite productive with your production. So the first thing we do, or we need to do, should I say, is in our media window down the bottom left here, where we import our files in the previous video. We need to choose our video file. So all we do is we find the video file we want to use, and we double click it. That put this video file into this window here at the top, and you'll notice again we've got, as we did in the previous one, you've got a play button here and play heads as well. I'm going to move all the way through this video. So what we're going to do now is we're going to imagine that this video, that we've got some portions on here that we actually want to bring in rather than the whole recorded video. We might want to take out the introduction, or where we walk onto camera, for example in the media suite. We might want to take out the end section where we walk off camera, and we might decide that we're going to split our recording in the media suite into just presenting key subjects in blocks, which will make certainly the building of these overall videos a lot easier. Bit of advice in that sense: certainly as we mentioned in an earlier video, leave a pause at the beginning of your video before you start talking. That will make cutting the beginning of the video a lot easier and getting rid of that portion where you walk on screen. Leave a pause at the end. Again, that will make it easier to cut off the bit where you walk off screen. Be easier to identify your timeline. And if you're doing multiple subjects, leave a pause in between each subject as well. Again, that makes it a lot easier to actually select and cut individual subjects. So the first thing we're going to do is we select our window here, which gives us our video, and what we want to do, we can either review the time, we'd go through the video itself either by pressing play.
Hi, what I'm going to show you in this video is how I would process
or we can use the timeline button here and move it across the video if we know we've got specific portions. For this part you'll want to know where the portions are yourself and review your timeline, but how we're going to do it for simplicity is just to show you the in and out point marking. Is I'm going to move this timer along and say, we decide we want a point at 1 minute in, and we want to mark that as our in point, our first port of video. And to mark an in point both on Mac and PC, once we've moved the playhead along, we simply press the I key. You will notice in pressing the I key that the portion of the video after the I key is blue. That means it's all selected, but everything before the video is greyed out, that's non-selected. Then we move the playhead to the portion of the video where we want to be our out point, so where we want to stop. So we move this along. Again, we might have a specific portion in mind. We might only want a specific timing or subject. So I'm going to move it along to say, so we're going to take around about a minute of this video, and once we're happy with that in and out point, again, as simple as we can, you can either play it to listen to it to just double check you're cutting at the right point, or if you're confident, just move that along. And then, as if it was I for in, you've guessed it, it's O for out. So there we go, we now mark our out point by pressing O on the keyboard. You'll notice now that once again the video at the beginning is greyed out, the video at the end is greyed out, and the only bit that's actually ungreyed is the blue bit between our in and our out point. what you'll also notice, I just move the playhead along a little bit. If we hold the mouse over the in point, we get that little kind of red bracketed icon with arrows either side of it. That allows us to stretch the in and out point by click the left button and hold, and move it left for bringing it earlier, move it right for bringing it later. And we can also do the same with the out points. So I'm going to, just for an example, we'll do this on the out point. So we hold the left button down and we'll just stretch that out a little bit and say right, we'll move it along to there. So we're now happy with our section of video that we've marked as an in and out point. Now it's easy now, as we did in the previous video. Once we've got the portion of video marked that we want, we would simply left click in the middle of the screen, actually on the video itself, drag it, see the hand symbol appears again, don't let go of the left mouse button, and drag this onto video line 1. If you hover it near to the beginning, there you go, it snaps to the beginning. That now means that the portion of video that we've moved onto the timeline, instead of in the previous video where we moved the whole video, this has literally just moved over the portion of video that we have selected.
Just so that sky sort of starts looking a bit moody. You can see lots of dust spots. And
again, by using the playhead, we can actually double check everything on there and make sure we're happy with it. So that's moved a little bit of video onto the playhead, onto the play line. What we could also do is, if we wanted to clear these in and out points, we would right click on this timeline, on this line here where the out and in points are marked. We can just click clear in and out. That doesn't clear it in the main timeline window, that only clears it in this selection window. And then if we wanted to select another portion of video, maybe further down towards the end, we could just move the timeline along again, press I for in, move the playhead along again, press O for out, and again it's as simple as grabbing the video, holding your left button down and popping it on the end of the timeline there, and if you watch, as we move it closer, it snaps to the end. Won't allow us to overwrite it unless we want to do it purposefully, but just doing this way allows us to snap to the end. So we've now got two videos on the timeline, both very slightly different and both taken as excerpts from the main overall video. And again, we could go back, we could clear our in and out points, take the playhead right back to the beginning here, mark an in, move the playhead very slightly there, mark an out, and we're just grabbing a short portion of video, so we just drag it down, and you see this time, instead of a massive video, we've popped a short portion on. This is a really good feature for allowing, if you've recorded a video with lots of different concepts and subject areas in, it does allow you to not only take out errors and portions that you're not happy with, but it also allows you to take out and reorder areas as well. And we can add later on in the subsequent videos, I'll show you how to add transformations, so there's a nice fade between the videos, and add other media in and other sounds to complement the videos. So what we've done here is we've taken one video, we've managed to define the sections that we want, so by marking an in using the I and an out point using the O on the play bar here, drag those videos onto the timeline and mark subsequent sections and drag them on as well. In the next video, we'll go on to look at how we import video onto our timeline in a little bit more detail. We can then look at how we do cutaways and how we have the main video and audio playing on line 1, but maybe audio or video coming in from line 2. But again, that just adds to slightly different complexity to the issue. But for simple basic editing, you've now moved some basic selections of video onto your timeline. Thank you very much.